Right, it's not my job to educate you on what the government are doing. I think that's actually their job. But given that they are unable to, and given that the right-wing media fail to, here goes. Starmer has been talking about processing hubs overseas. Now, the suggestion is this has only come about because of Labour's defeat in the local elections. But in reality, this was the headline in September 2024 when he was over in Italy exploring the idea of processing hubs outside of the UK. There's loads about immigration in the Labour manifesto, and let's not forget that we vote Labour in or out on their manifesto. So to suddenly say that this is all because of reform is just utter bollocks. Has it been expedited because the narrative in the media is only about immigration? Very possibly. But if you want to see what their plans are, just read the manifesto. Okay, so let's look at why it's different. Labour's proposals are for failed asylum seekers. After their claims have been rejected, the Tories wanted all irregular arrivals before their claims heard to be deported to Rwanda. So the Tories wanted to do a Trump to get rid of people before any due process. Labour want the due process first. Thanks to the Tories and indeed Nigel Farage on Brexit and the UK being out of the Dublin Agreement, this allows the Labour government to remove people legally. The Tories wanted to use the Rwanda scheme as a deterrent to stop them coming over in the first place. At the moment, it's looking like Labour are going to do this voluntarily or on a case-by-case basis, whereas the Tories were forcing this on everybody. Again, in a kind of Trump-like move, the Tories, once the people are out of the country, there was no chance of them coming back. But with the Labour plan, people's claims have already been processed before they're sent to one of these hubs. But I suppose the biggest difference of all is that it's deemed to be legal under international law, whereas the Rwanda scheme wasn't. In fact, the UN Refugee Agency backs this idea of overseas hubs. And look, this article was written in April, before the local elections. It's in Reform's interest to make out that Labour are doing all these things as a knee-jerk reaction to the local election. But their manifesto was written back in 2024. They've been talking about hubs since 2024. They're just doing what they said that they were going to do. It's got nothing to do with Farage, even though he wants you to think it has. Anyway, good chat, as you were.